So
Yeah, it depends what I've gotten out of it's almost like what I've gotten out of the experience. So if I've decided, right, I'm going to go out today, going to head north because that's where it looks really interesting in terms of excitement of the dynamics of the sky and the land. And the reason why I say it's about the experience is it just depends how much of the experience I've absorbed. So sometimes I've gone out and it's just been not so great, it hasn't worked, the conditions aren't so great, it's really, that grey, dreich days we get, and it's just blank canvas type periods of time. And I'll do something in the sketchbook and I think, yeah, okay, that's fine, I'll just leave it. And then you're quite right, for example, in Gartswell, it just worked because there was so much and it was beautiful and I felt really in the flow and it was great, and I'll get stacks out of it, and it's worked really well on those days. And then there's other times where I've initially started something, gone home, thought about it. In other words, what I'll do is I'll take photos of the scene, not to copy from, but it's actually just to refresh my memory. I'll have my sketchbooks, I'll have maybe some notes. Sometimes I'll pick up fragments of landscape, and that could be a bit of interesting twisty heather or something along those lines. I kind of develop a collection of things, go back into the studio, and I do what I call a montage wall. So I have this wall and I'll print off the photos, they'll go on the wall. Sketchbooks, I'll have a couple of shelves, so they'll go up alongside it. And then from all this information and also the sketchbook and also the absorption of the experience, I'll start work in the studio.
So it sounds that when you come back to the studio, it's almost the most important thing is to recreate a feeling or emotional almost atmosphere. So rather than technically improving, it's important for you to feel again how you felt there, like hence all these sort of props like, piece of heather or I don't know, even smells or, like things like that.
Yeah.
So it's important to almost recreate miniature image of the feeling in your mind.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I wouldn't say it's a recreation. I think I'd call it a continuation.
That's good.
So what I do is, if I feel there's something I want to go on further, or I've started something there, conditions have gotten too much, I need to retreat after a cup of tea and a bit of cake. And I'll go back into the studio pretty much as soon as I can and keep going with the piece because I'm filled up with the memory of the sense of place, visually, hearing-wise, taste-wise, and also just the effort of doing what I've done as well. And that's what it's about, really. It's that link from outside to then going inside. I love working outside, but it's not always practical.
Sure.
And I wouldn't actually classify myself as a pure plein air painter as such. Because I do love going into the studio and having that process of experimentation and play and just seeing what comes out of it.